uncle is up. Well, he's not up and about. There he is.
Hang on a second.
All right,
What's
buddy.
up, man?
I'm watching something unbelievable.
Unbelievable of what?
I'll send the link to you. See if you. I'll see if you can. It's on. I mean, it's a public record.
One more.
What's
One
that?
more phone over my shoulder. Okay. What's that?
I'm watching. It's. I don't know if you've ever heard of DW, right? I didn't know what where they were from, the station, but it's Deutsche Welle. I think it means good German, and it's a German, right? It's a station, a TV station. So I'll send you this link, and so it's a whole episode, and whether it's true or not, but it's a whole episode of the Allied forces, right? So that's pretty much the whole world except the Japanese and right Chinese. As everybody eventually came down on Germany, right? The Russians, right? We all, the history, Jay, right? So, but
Yeah.
they're going. I mean, it's I'll send you the link. See if you can watch it on your phone. So it's a whole long episode about how the Allied forces after the war raped all the German women. Right? I mean, coming from a country, Germany, that hasn't taught now generations of their Germans about Nazism.
I don't really know if
Well,
that's a fact.
that's a fact. That's a fact. They don't teach it in schools, right?
Well, well, first of all, it's not necessarily a fact in my brow. It may have done because they were once in a while, but it was the other way too that they did they did. So it just
Well,
didn't
I don't know.
happen.
None of us were alive, but boy, maybe I don't know what. Maybe what I learned or what I know from history is that the Nazis slaughtered. Talking about genocide, that was the greatest genocidal slaughter of innocent people in the history of our world. Right? Something like 6 million
No, no,
Jews.
not in the world. Not in the world. There were 100 million people died were done in the last century, and they were several million of them. Chinese, for instance, did
All right. Well,
Chinese did
sure.
more.
All right, but I mean, if we're looking at the rights and wrongs of history and of wars. I'm definitely not a proponent of war or warring or killing at all. However, I would say that Nazi Hitler and Nazi Germany were not the good guys.
Well, no, they weren't. They weren't the good guys, but they weren't. Yeah, they weren't the good guys.
Right.
But they thought they were on the right. But whatever.
Well, I also think they definitely were on the right, pun intended, that's for sure. But I just think it's really troubling when, it's the same with China. They don't teach about the Tiananmen Square. They literally obliterate it all from their internet, from books. It's the same with Germany and Nazism. They haven't taught it. They don't allow it into their country via the internet. I think, right? I'm pretty positive. And now
Yeah,
yeah,
for a while, yeah.
and now they're doing this at a time, ironically, I think they're pretty clever, the Germans. They're doing this at a time that everyone's so angry at Israel and the Jews, right? Because they're saying how history's repeating and Israel's now the genocidal maniacs.
Well, yeah, they're letting everybody they're letting a lot of Palestinians leave the country. Yeah.
Right. So I just think the Germans are pretty clever. Now I've gotten into it with several, Germans my age or maybe even older, when they're always, out and about or out in the world, and they'll say, well, why do you Americans, when they come down on our country, they say, well, why are you Americans, why is your military, why is your army, why do we still have military bases in their country? And I think this is a perfect example. And my response is because we don't trust you. Period.
Well, it's not that he doesn't know. They don't know.
Well, why haven't we left their country?
Because we still have, we're still part of native.
We could be in other countries, not theirs.
We're in lot. We have bases all over the world.
We do, and that's our issue. That's our problem, right? That we're like that. But at the same time, we have many bases. We have more military. That's our number one. Our number. I'll verify this again, but I think that's our number. We have a base in Italy, and we've got several bases in Germany. Several.
Yeah.
Right. We don't have bases, Jay. We don't have bases in France. We don't have bases in.
Right, and Finland. So I mean, it's just that's where they have their bases.
All right. I mean, my answer, I'll stick with it. I just say we still don't, and this is a perfect example. Watching this now, this bullshit. I mean, whether I posted it on LinkedIn already. I'll send you what I just typed on LinkedIn. I find it so hypocritically self-interesting, like just waiting for the right moment to then shoot off this without giving the full, how the war even came to be, and then saying, people your age or younger, maybe in their 70s or, in their 60s, late 60s, 70s, are all bastards of rape by the Allied forces, right? Give me a break.
I'm not sure what you're saying here.
I'm saying, I'm watching this on TV. I'll send you this link. So this German TV station, Deutschwelle, DW, right? I'm in Thailand. They have many different, at a hotel, there's many different channels, right?
Yeah,
so this
okay.
is all right. This is a German. I'll send you the hyperlink to watch it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
They didn't go back in time and talk about the atrocities of Nazi and World War II and how the war came to be. They escaped that. They're talking about post-war, post-victory, Allied forces victory, when when Germany was split between the Russian side, East Germany, West Germany, right?
Russia.
When they had the Berlin Wall, that the German women were raped by the Russians, the us, the U.S., by French, by everyone.
That happens once in a while, but it was also true that they were happy to come.
Well, yeah, I just think it's very I think it's very sly of the Germans to do this, to produce this now. It was just produced this week, a couple days ago. I think the timing is very sly with Israel, right? They're trying to really just rephrase history, in my opinion.
I don't really know what their problem was.
I don't know. The problem is, why haven't they taught about World War II and Nazism to their own people, right? You've heard that old quote. Cliff, my dad, used to say that by, who was that? The Spanish philosopher. Who was the Spanish philosopher? Santayana, who said, right, for those who don't remember the past, are condemned to repeat it. Right?
Yeah.
So why hasn't Germany taught? Yeah, but why hasn't Germany taught about Nazism to 3-4 generations of Germans at this point? It's ridiculous.
Well, they were after three generations. You know, they can't blame. You can't blame what your
No,
grandparents
I
did.
know that, Jay, but why don't they teach that in German schools? Why don't they teach about their own atrocities in German schools? We learn about slavery. We learn about the Native American wars. We learn about our wars. Why hasn't Germany, the country, the nation, why haven't they educated their own people about Hitler
I
and
don't know that
Nazis?
they did. I don't know that they didn't.
They do,
I
Jay.
don't
This is
know.
what I'm saying. They do. Look it up on the internet. This is a fact. They haven't. It's really troubling that they don't.
Well, it's three generations back. You can't bring your grandparents
No,
for
and I
what
understand. I mean, our country, you can learn about Native Americanism as much as possible, but right, our country wasn't really a country until how many 400 some years ago. So we have a very
well,
shortened.
we had slavery until the mid century.
Right, but at least we teach ourselves about it.
Yeah,
Right. So why hasn't Germany taught their own people about Nazism?
I don't know exactly that they don't, but
They do.
say
I'll
they
send I'll
don't.
send you this. I'll send you a link, Jay. They haven't for since World War II. They haven't. It's bizarre. Yeah.
Whatever.
Well,
I don't really
no.
know.
I just think it's really troubling, and the same with that was a contention I always have with China. They don't teach about Tiananmen Square. They don't teach about the mass. Mao Zedong is on a national hero, but like you said, he was one of the, if not the biggest genocidal, right, killer. They don't talk about all the deaths between him and Chiang Kai-shek, right? So I mean, it's that's China, right? That's them. Um, but yeah, I just think it's troubling, and then I think it's even more bizarre that with the war going on, raging still in Israel and the Palestines, that they produce this, which I'll send to you, right after. So I just think it's troubling. But anyway, how you doing?
Okay.
Good. This is my first day off. We'll see what my pay is going to be like, but I'm finally teaching, right? Again, that was troubling. They had me, that Chinese university had me just sit idle for a whole month, right? In their prison-like little dormitory room, and then they didn't even pay me or sign any classes. That was really just bizarre. And then they only gave me two. It's like, yeah, it's just China. So as much as I entertain, I told you I entertained another interview, but I just can't see myself. I miss your great nephew every minute of every day, but I just can't see myself suffering going back. Right? Again, it's just
Yeah.
I'm in probably one of the more international cities in Chiang Mai with visitors coming. It's an open, beautiful country and city. You know, um, it's night and day difference to where I was, especially in northern China, where it's like, holy, you're just gawked at, stared at, asked, why are you here? Fuck you, right? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, and then it's neither here nor there. I think I send you that picture I was able to send your sister, a frame, whether she gets it or not, a frame of Tyler and me, a picture. I think I sent it to you above. Maybe I'll try to send it again of us, me and Tyler, and then it said, you can read it. It said, that he'd like to finally meet his grandmother, right? And that's another bullshit thing. So anywho, how's Lynn? Has she popped in, Lynn Hill?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Good. And God, I always forget her name. Sophie or
Sylvia.
Sylvia?
Sylvia.
Yes,
Yeah.
Sylvia. And she
Yeah,
pops
she's
in
been.
every so often.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's great. I mean, that's great. I mean, that's great that you had, that, again, that you've had these two women, right? That's wonderful
Yeah,
that come in.
yeah.
I know. You remember my aunt? You dated her a while, Joni, Joanne Tome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you dated her a while. Yeah. So anyway, so
Once
she.
or twice, yeah. We never got it going, I think.
All
I
right.
don't really remember.
Well, all right. So
You
she,
know.
her younger brother, my baby uncle John. Do you ever remember him? He's quite younger than you, about 12 years younger than you, I think. Do you remember him?
No, but I remember, the guy I used.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
not
yeah.
really.
Well, John. There was five siblings. So it was Lucy, my aunt. She's the oldest. So I think she's your age, Lucy. And then there was Cliff, my dad, the same age as Carrie, your sister. And then Doug, who you've met a couple times, right? He's still alive in Oak Park. And then Joni, and then John, the youngest one. So he's got to be about 12 years. He's got to be maybe 70, 71, 72, John. So, but
Don't
he's got,
remember.
yeah, but I told you, so he's got stage 4 brain cancer.
Oh, I didn't know that. Sorry.
Yeah. So so Joni's really tore up about it, and I call her Jan, Aunt Jan, Joni. So she, that's her baby brother. So yeah, he's a goner. So it's just a matter of months, right? That he's,
Yeah,
yeah. So like shit like that just puts life into perspective again, right? That you're just like you got to keep working, doing what you do, but you can't. You got to try to enjoy the moment as much as possible, right?
yeah,
So all right, took another. I'm trying to every day, every other day, I try to video a new temple or a new. They call them watts, right? You know that. Yeah,
yeah.
WAT. So I filmed another one yesterday, I think, on my walk to work, which was, yeah, very old, lovely, about 500 years um, old. And it's funny if you watch the video. I'll try to upload it today and then forward it to you. Is that it was never named. I think that's so Buddhist, right? So it never had a name. It was just like, right? So that's like, to me, that's the epitome of Buddhism. Like, so these monks were just there and they didn't even name their fucking their what, like. So they finally gave it a name, but they're like, they didn't, in the record books, right? There was never really a name for it. So all these monks were just hanging out there, you know, and they didn't even name it, right? I think it's brilliant. So anyway, I'll try to upload it to you. But all right, man. Again, I always ended with how you're eating. You're eating all right, right?
Everything's fine. Everything's
Yeah.
fine.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's my age or if I ate something funny, but I think we talked about it last time when you're when you turn about 50, like I don't know. I mean, but you said you didn't eat very spicy food. You.
Not real spicy, but I like spicy. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. I mean, could you handle it now? Your stomach and everything? Could you eat
Yeah,
spicy now?
yeah. Well, I like it. I like flour, but
All right.
flavor. Yeah,
Flavor. Yeah.
flavor. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like this Thai food, JB. It's like, holy I mean, you eat it, it's delicious. I love it. It's one of my favorite, Thai and Italian and Indian. But I mean, you got to. I sprint straight to the shitter. I mean,
I don't have that problem. I don't have that problem.
really
You know.
interesting. I think Louis and I had Louis couldn't. Your father couldn't handle spicy like that. I think I inherited his
Well,
constitution.
Louis didn't like it at all. You know,
Yeah.
everything was meat
Yeah,
roll,
yeah,
meat
yeah.
roll.
What a meatloaf and mashed potatoes, right? That was that was his
Yeah,
favorite.
yeah.
Um, yeah, Louis is funny because here he was married to Rini, who was more or less Italian, but he Louis didn't even really like to eat pasta, did he?
I don't really remember that part of them. You know.
Yeah. Did you How about I never really knew you for an Italian eater. Do you like Did you like Italian food or?
Yeah, I'm fine. What's that?
I never really knew you for an Italian food eater.
Yes and no. It was. I yeah, I like spaghetti, but I like other food too. So
Yeah. But like if you and like when you were with Charlene, if you guys ever went out to dinner, where would you guys would you spice it up? Would you go to Indian one night and do different ethnic foods or
yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
ah. What did Charlene? I never really remember what she ate. What was her favorite meals? Charlene.
Um, I really don't remember.
All right. And you have no idea how she's doing in life, Charlene.
She's okay, I guess. I haven't talked to her lately.
Yeah. I mean, were you guys keeping in touch like once a year after your divorce, or?
A little bit. When
Yeah.
she's in Indiana or something.
She moved to Indiana, Charlene.
Yeah, she still lives in the Illinois government.
For the Illinois. Yeah, right. For the government. Yep.
Yeah,
Sure.
but they don't have taxes in Indiana, so she
Oh.
goes there.
Oh, right. Nice. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. All right, man. Yeah, I'll send you this German site. See if you can. It's just pretty interesting, and then I'll upload another thing. And so it gets hot here. It's always hot in Thailand, but in the morning it gets kind of cool. You can leave the windows open, and then it gets warm. For the from about 11 to 3 or 4, right? It gets robust. Even in northern Thailand, it gets pretty hot. So. All right, buddy. I'll give you a ring. Let me see my schedule here. Um, I'll give you a ring. I think I'll give you a ring like maybe Tuesday morning if I can. All right, JB?
Okay,
Or
whenever.
you're Monday, right? So it's Saturday evening your time. So in a couple days.
Yeah, no, whenever it is, it's
All
all
right,
right.
all
I'm
right. I
still
love you,
good.
man. I'll send you some information via WhatsApp after we get off here. All right. All right. Love you, man. Love you.